My friends, within each of us lies the power to shape our reality, to transform the invisible into the visible, and to bring forth our deepest desires into the realm of the tangible. Desire is not random, it is divine. It is the whisper of creation, the spark of infinite possibility urging you to express the fullness of life. When you long for something, know that the desire itself is proof that fulfillment is possible. You are not given a vision to taunt you, but to remind you of what you are destined to claim. The world you see is merely a reflection of your inner assumptions, and as you dare to assume your desires as already fulfilled, the world will reshape itself in response to your faith. Desire is the seed of creation, a divine impulse planted within us, urging us toward growth, fulfillment, and the expression of our highest potential. It is not random, nor is it a fleeting whim. Desire is the language of life itself, calling us to align with the infinite possibilities that surround us. When you feel the stirrings of a deep yearning within your heart, understand that it is not separate from you, it is a part of you, a sacred whisper from the depths of your being, guiding you toward a greater version of yourself. Every great achievement, every monumental change in the history of humanity began with a single spark of desire. It was the desire for freedom that gave birth to revolutions. It was the desire for discovery that led humanity to explore the stars. It was the desire for understanding that unlocked the mysteries of science. Desire is the first step in the creative process, the unseen force that sets everything in motion. Without desire, there would be no progress, no growth, and no expression of the infinite potential that lies within each of us. When a desire arises within you, it is not by accident. It is the call of the divine seeking to manifest itself through you. Your desire is unique, tailored to your gifts, your purpose, and the role you are meant to play in the grand symphony of life. It is life itself choosing you as a vessel through which it can create something new, something beautiful, something transformative. Far from being selfish or trivial, your desires are the sacred impulses that connect you to the creative force of the universe. Desire, however, is not enough on its own. It is merely the seed, full of potential but requiring care, attention, and nurturing to grow. Just as a seed must be planted in fertile soil, watered, and exposed to sunlight, so too must your desires be cultivated with intention and faith. To dismiss a desire or ignore it is to deny the creative force within you the opportunity to express itself. It is to rob yourself of the joy of creation and the fulfillment that comes from bringing something new in distance. When you honor your desires, you align yourself with the flow of life. You become a co-creator with the universe, an active participant in the unfolding of your destiny. To desire is to claim your birthright as a creator. It is to step into your power and declare that you are ready to grow, to expand, and to fulfill your purpose. But this requires courage. It requires you to trust in the unseen, to believe in the potential of a seed, even when it appears as nothing more than a tiny, unassuming speck. Many people shy away from their desires because they fear failure or rejection. They allow doubt to creep in, convincing themselves that their dreams are too big, too far-fetched, or too impractical. But desire is not concerned with practicality. It is concerned with possibility. The seed of desire does not question whether it can grow, it simply seeks the conditions necessary to fulfill its potential. You must do the same. When you feel the pull of a desire, do not question its validity. Instead, ask yourself what you can do to nurture it, to create the conditions that will allow it to flourish. It is important to remember that desire is not always loud or demanding. Sometimes it is subtle, a quiet whisper in your heart that longs for something more. These quiet desires are no less significant than the bold, audacious ones. They are often the gentle nudges that lead you to your path, the breadcrumbs that guide you toward your destiny. Pay attention to these whispers. Trust them. They are as much a part of the creative process as the grand visions that light your soul on fire. Desire is also an invitation to growth. It calls you to stretch beyond your current limitations, to step into the unknown, and to embrace the discomfort that comes with transformation. The seed of desire cannot grow in stagnant soil. It needs movement, change, and a willingness to adapt. When you feel resistance, know that it is a sign that growth is occurring. Do not shy away from it. Embrace it as part of the process, knowing that every step you take brings you closer to the fulfillment of your desire. Ultimately, desire is the force that drives evolution, both personal and collective. It is the reason we reach for the stars, the reason we seek to better ourselves and the world around us. It is the force that compels us to create art, to build relationships, and to pursue knowledge. Without desire, life would be stagnant and unchanging. With desire, life is dynamic, ever-evolving, and full of infinite possibilities. When you recognize desire as the seed of creation, you begin to see it for what it truly is, a gift. It is the starting point of all that is yet to come, the first step on a journey of growth and fulfillment. Honor your desires, nurture them, and trust in their ability to guide you toward the life you are meant to live. For within each desire lies the potential for a new reality, waiting to be born. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled is to unlock the door to a reality where your desires already exist. It is to step into the state of being where you are no longer yearning for something but are living as if it is already yours. This is not a practice of mere imagination. It is a deliberate and profound act of creation. By embodying the emotions, thoughts, and attitudes of your desired state, you align yourself with its frequency and draw it irresistibly into your life. When you desire something, it is easy to get caught up in the longing for it, to focus on the absence of what you want rather than the reality of its fulfillment. But focusing on lack only reinforces lack. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled is to shift your attention entirely. It is to bypass the conditions of your current circumstances and place yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually in the position of already having achieved your goal. This is not denial or delusion. It is faith in action. It is the act of living from the end rather than striving toward it. The feeling of the wish fulfilled is the secret ingredient in the creative process. Feelings are the language of the subconscious mind, and the subconscious is the bridge between the unseen world of potential and the physical world of manifestation. When you feel as though your desire is already realized, you impress this state upon your subconscious, which then sets about orchestrating the circumstances, events, and opportunities necessary to bring your desire into reality. The subconscious does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. It responds to your feelings as though they are facts. This practice requires more than fleeting visualization. It calls for a deep, immersive engagement with your inner world. Close your eyes and imagine yourself in the scenario you desire. See the details vividly. Hear the sounds, feel the textures, and most importantly, experience the emotions associated with your fulfilled desire. If you wish for abundance, feel the relief and gratitude of financial freedom. If you desire love, feel the warmth, connection, and joy of being in a fulfilling relationship. The more deeply you immerse yourself in these feelings, the more powerfully you impress them upon your subconscious. Many people falter because they allow their current circumstances to dictate their feelings. They look at their external reality and use it as evidence that their desire is not yet fulfilled. But this is the opposite of what is required. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you must disregard appearances. You must train your mind to focus on the reality you are creating, rather than the reality you are currently experiencing. This requires discipline, but it is a skill that grows stronger with practice. The moment you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you enter a new state of being. You begin to carry yourself differently. Your thoughts, words, and actions align with the reality you are claiming. This alignment is magnetic. It attracts people, opportunities, and resources that are in harmony with your desired state. You may find that synchronicities occur, doors open, and pathways that once seemed blocked are suddenly clear. This is not coincidence. It is the natural consequence of living in alignment with your fulfilled desire. Doubt may arise, and that is natural. Your mind may try to pull you back to familiar patterns of thought and feeling. When this happens, gently but firmly redirect your focus. Remind yourself that the feeling of a wish fulfilled is your anchor, your foundation. Return to it again and again until it becomes second nature. Over time, this state will become your default, and the outer world will begin to reflect it back to you. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled is also an act of self-transformation. It requires you to let go of the identity that is rooted in lack and limitation and step into the identity of someone who already possesses what they desire. This may feel uncomfortable at first, because it challenges the stories you have told yourself about who you are and what is possible for you. But this is precisely the point. You cannot create a new reality while clinging to an old identity. The process of assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled is, at its core, a process of becoming. Faith is the fuel that sustains this practice. You may not see immediate evidence of your desire manifesting, but trust that the unseen forces of creation are at work. Just as a seed grows beneath the soil before it breaks through the surface, your desire is taking shape in the invisible realm. Your job is not to worry about how or when it will manifest, but to remain steadfast in the feeling of its fulfillment. Living from the end is a radical act of trust. It is a declaration to the universe that you are ready to receive, that you believe in the power of your imagination, and that you are willing to align your entire being with the reality you desire. This is the essence of creation, to feel the joy, gratitude, and certainty of your wish fulfilled, and to let these feelings guide your thoughts, actions, and interactions. In this state, you are no longer chasing your desires, you are embodying them, and in doing so, you bring them to life. You are the creator of your reality, a truth that is as empowering as it is transformative. From the moment you awaken to this understanding, you realize that life is not happening to you, it is responding to you. Every thought you think, every belief you hold, every emotion you feel, these are the building blocks of your world. You are not a passive observer of your circumstances, but an active participant in shaping them. The power to design your reality lies within you, waiting to be claimed. Reality is not fixed or unchangeable, it is fluid, shaped by the energy you project. Your mind is the master architect, and your thoughts are the blueprints. The beliefs you hold act as the foundation, determining the structure of your life. If you hold beliefs rooted in limitation, lack, or fear, your reality will reflect these constraints. But when you shift your focus to possibility, abundance, and courage, the outer world begins to mirror these empowering states. Many people go through life unaware of this creative power, believing themselves to be at the mercy of external circumstances. They see their environment as the cause and their thoughts as the effect. But the opposite is true. Your inner world is the cause, and your outer world is the effect. The conditions of your life are not accidental. They are the result of your dominant thoughts, emotions, and assumptions. When you understand this, you gain the ability to change your circumstances by first changing yourself. To create deliberately, you must take responsibility for your thoughts and emotions. This is not about blame or guilt, but about recognizing the role you play in the unfolding of your life. Responsibility is freedom, because it places the power back in your hands. No longer are you bound by the actions of others, the opinions of society, or the conditions of your past. You are free to choose new thoughts, adopt new beliefs, and cultivate new feelings that align with the life you desire. The process of creation begins with clarity. You must be clear about what you want to bring into existence. Many people focus on what they don't want, and in doing so, they unknowingly attract more of it. The universe responds to the energy of your focus, not the words you use. If you dwell on fear, lack, or struggle, you amplify these energies. But when you focus on joy, abundance, and success, you invite these experiences into your life. Clarity acts as a compass, guiding your energy and attention toward your desired outcomes. Imagination is one of the most powerful tools you possess as a creator. Your imagination is not merely a place for idle daydreams, it is the workshop of creation. When you visualize your desires with vivid detail and emotional intensity, you impress these images upon your subconscious mind. The subconscious then works tirelessly to bring these images into physical reality. The clearer and more consistent your imagination, the more effectively it shapes your external world. Emotions are the fuel that powers your creations. Your feelings act as a signal, broadcasting your state of being to the universe. When you feel joyful, grateful, and inspired, you align yourself with positive outcomes. Conversely, when you dwell in anger, fear, or despair, you align with challenges and setbacks. This is not to say you should suppress negative emotions, but rather that you should become aware of them and choose to shift your focus to more empowering states whenever possible. Emotional mastery is a key component of conscious creation. Your words also carry creative power. Every word you speak is an affirmation of your reality. If you constantly affirm struggle, limitation, or defeat, you reinforce these experiences in your life. But when you speak words of possibility, hope, and abundance, you open the door to new opportunities. Be mindful of your language, for it shapes not only your thoughts, but also the energy you project into the world. Action is another vital element of creation. While thoughts and emotions lay the groundwork, inspired action brings your desires into physical form. Action rooted in fear or desperation often leads to frustration, but action taken from a place of confidence and alignment accelerates the manifestation process. When you act as though your desired reality is already unfolding, you signal to the universe that you are ready to receive. Doubt is one of the greatest obstacles to conscious creation. It undermines your faith and disrupts the alignment necessary for manifestation. To overcome doubt, you must cultivate trust in the unseen. Just as a seed takes time to grow into a tree, your desires require patience and persistence. Trust the process, even when you cannot see immediate results. Hold steadfast to your vision, knowing that the universe is working behind the scenes to bring it into being. You are creating your reality every moment, whether consciously or unconsciously. The question is not whether you are a creator, but what you are creating. Are your thoughts aligned with your dreams, or are they rooted in fear? Are your emotions uplifting or draining? Are your beliefs empowering or limiting? These are the questions you must ask yourself, for they determine the life you are building. To embrace your role as the creator of your reality is to step into your power fully. It is to understand that the universe is not something separate from you, but a reflection of you. As you change within, the world around you changes in response. This is not magic, it is the natural law of creation. You are not here to be a victim of circumstance, but to be a master of your destiny. Everything you need is already within you, waiting to be recognized, claimed, and brought to life. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It is the invisible bridge between desire and fulfillment, the unseen force that gives shape and life to the dreams within your heart. Faith is not merely an abstract concept or blind optimism. It is a living, breathing certainty that transcends logic and evidence. It is the unwavering conviction that what you seek already exists, even if it is not yet visible to the physical eye. Faith transforms hope into knowing, turning what seems impossible into the inevitable. Faith begins where reason ends. The world often tells us to rely on what we can see, measure, and prove. It values tangible evidence and dismisses anything that cannot be grasped with the senses. But faith operates on a higher plane. It calls you to trust in the unseen, to believe in the reality of your desires, even when every external condition appears to contradict them. This is not foolishness, it is the essence of creation. Everything that exists in the material world began as an idea, an unseen possibility held with faith by someone who dared to believe. To have faith is to see beyond appearances. It is to recognize that the outer world is not fixed, but malleable, shaped by the energy and focus of your inner world. When you hold a vision of what you desire and infuse it with faith, you set into motion the forces of creation. Faith acts as the catalyst, transforming potential into reality. It allows you to stand firm in the midst of doubt, to remain unshaken by temporary setbacks, and to persist in the face of challenges. Faith is not passive, it is active and dynamic. It requires more than mere hope or wishful thinking. Hope looks to the future, but faith lives in the present. Faith claims its desires as already fulfilled. It does not wait for circumstances to align, but declares that the alignment is already taking place. When you have faith, you act, think, and feel as though your desired reality is already yours. This alignment with your vision creates a magnetic force that draws your desires to you with precision and certainty. The power of faith lies in its ability to override fear and doubt. Fear whispers that your dreams are too big, that you are not enough, that the odds are against you. Doubt questions your worthiness and your ability to achieve your goals. But faith silences these voices. It reminds you that the same power that created the stars, the oceans, and the mountains also resides within you. Faith affirms that there are no limits to what you can achieve when you align yourself with the infinite intelligence of the universe. Faith also requires trust in timing. When you plant a seed, you do not dig it up every day to see if it is growing. You trust that, given time, the seed will sprout and flourish. Similarly, when you hold faith in your desires, you must trust that they are unfolding in the perfect way and at the perfect time. Impatience can be a barrier to faith, leading you to question the process and even abandon your dreams. But true faith rests in the knowledge that everything is happening for your highest good, even if the timing is not what you expected. Faith does not mean the absence of action. On the contrary, faith inspires action. When you believe in the reality of your desires, you naturally take steps toward them. These actions are not driven by desperation or fear, but by confidence and alignment. Faith-filled action is powerful because it carries the energy of certainty and conviction. It sends a clear signal to the universe that you are ready to receive what you desire. Faith is deeply tied to gratitude. Gratitude is the expression of faith in action. When you give thanks for your desires as though they are already fulfilled, you affirm your belief in their reality. Gratitude amplifies the energy of faith, creating a powerful resonance that accelerates manifestation. It shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from waiting to receiving. When you approach life with a heart full of gratitude, you open the door to infinite possibilities. Faith is also a practice of surrender. It is the willingness to release control and trust in a higher power. This does not mean abandoning your desires or giving up on your dreams. It means recognizing that there are forces at work beyond what you can see or understand. Surrendering to these forces does not weaken your faith, it strengthens it. It allows you to move through life with a sense of peace and assurance, knowing that everything is unfolding in divine order. In moments of doubt or struggle, faith becomes your anchor. It reminds you of the greater reality that lies beyond appearances. It calls you to rise above your fears and trust in the unseen. Faith is not something you find outside of yourself, it is something you cultivate within. It grows stronger each time you choose to believe in the face of uncertainty, each time you act as though your desires are already fulfilled, and each time you align your thoughts, feelings, and actions with your highest vision. Faith is not a fleeting emotion, but a state of being. It is the foundation upon which all creation rests. When you live in faith, you move through the world with a sense of purpose and certainty. You become a co-creator with the universe, shaping your reality with the power of your belief. Faith is the bridge between what is and what could be, the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things unseen. It is the key that unlocks the infinite potential within you, bringing your dreams to life with grace and ease. Gratitude amplifies fulfillment, serving as the cornerstone of a life filled with abundance, joy, and contentment. It is not merely a polite expression of thanks or a momentary acknowledgement of something pleasant. It is a profound and transformative state of being. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you lack to what you have, from dissatisfaction to appreciation, and from longing to a sense of completeness. In doing so, it becomes a powerful magnet that attracts more of what you cherish into your life. When you express gratitude, you align yourself with the energy of abundance. The act of recognizing and appreciating the blessings in your life sends a clear signal to the universe: I see the good, and I am open to more. Gratitude creates a vibrational match between your inner state and the outer reality you wish to experience. It is like tuning into a specific frequency on a radio. By embodying the frequency of gratitude, you attune yourself to the frequency of fulfillment. This alignment is not accidental. It is the natural result of your focus and energy being directed toward positivity and appreciation. Gratitude amplifies fulfillment by expanding your perspective. In the hustle and bustle of daily life, it is easy to overlook the small but meaningful gifts that surround you. The warmth of the sun, the laughter of a loved one, the nourishment of a meal, or even the breath that sustains you, these are treasures that often go unnoticed. Gratitude awakens you to the richness of these seemingly ordinary moments. It trains your mind to seek out and dwell on what is good, creating a ripple effect that transforms how you experience your reality. By focusing on what you are grateful for, you naturally diminish the power of negativity and lack. Gratitude cannot coexist with feelings of envy, resentment, or despair. When you consciously choose to dwell in gratitude, you displace these lower emotions and replace them with higher, more empowering states of being. This shift does not only affect your inner world, but also changes how you interact with others and the world around you. Gratitude enhances your relationships, fosters a sense of connection, and deepens your appreciation for the people and experiences in your life. The practice of gratitude also rewires your brain. Scientific studies have shown that regularly practicing gratitude activates neural pathways associated with joy and well-being. Over time, this rewiring strengthens your capacity to notice and savor positive experiences. Gratitude becomes not just a momentary exercise, but a lasting trait that fundamentally changes how you perceive and respond to life. This neurological shift underscores the transformative power of gratitude. It is not just a fleeting emotion, but a sustainable way of living that enhances every aspect of your being. Gratitude amplifies fulfillment because it is rooted in the present moment. When you express gratitude, you bring your attention to the here and now, acknowledging the blessings that are already present. This focus on the present dissolves anxiety about the future and regret about the past. It grounds you in a state of sufficiency, where you recognize that, in this moment, you have enough, and you are enough. This sense of sufficiency is deeply fulfilling, because it reminds you that joy is not dependent on external circumstances, but arises from within. Moreover, gratitude has a compounding effect. The more you practice it, the more you notice to be grateful for. This positive feedback loop creates a powerful cycle of appreciation and abundance. Each time you express gratitude, you reinforce a mindset of abundance, which in turn attracts more blessings into your life. This is not just a spiritual principle, but a practical one. When you approach life with a grateful heart, you naturally draw opportunities, relationships, and experiences that align with your energy of appreciation. Gratitude also strengthens your resilience. Life is not without its challenges, but a grateful perspective allows you to navigate difficulties with grace and strength. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is wrong to what is right, helping you to see the silver linings and lessons in every situation. It empowers you to move through adversity with hope and determination, knowing that even in the darkest moments, there is something to be thankful for. This resilience amplifies your sense of fulfillment, because it enables you to find meaning and purpose even in hardship. One of the most profound aspects of gratitude is its ability to deepen your connection to the divine or the higher power you believe in. Gratitude is a form of reverence, a recognition of the infinite blessings that flow into your life from a source greater than yourself. When you express gratitude, you align yourself with this source, opening the channels for even greater flow and fulfillment. This spiritual connection amplifies your sense of wonder, purpose, and belonging, reminding you that you are part of something vast and beautiful. Finally, gratitude transforms your desires. It does not eliminate your aspirations, but refines them, helping you to approach your goals from a place of abundance rather than lack. When you are grateful for what you have, you pursue your dreams not out of a sense of deficiency, but out of a desire to expand and contribute. This shift in motivation amplifies the joy and fulfillment you experience on the journey to achieving your goals, making the process as rewarding as the outcome. Gratitude is not just a practice, but a way of being. It amplifies fulfillment by transforming how you perceive, experience, and interact with the world. It reminds you that abundance is not something you chase, but something you create through the simple yet profound act of appreciating what you already have. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the fullness of life, turning what you have into enough, and what you aspire to into a reality. Through gratitude, you step into a state of alignment with the infinite possibilities of joy, abundance, and fulfillment that surround you. Persistence transforms dreams into reality, because it is the force that bridges the gap between aspiration and achievement. Dreams often begin as fragile sparks of inspiration, vivid in our imagination but distant from the tangible world. They are possibilities, full of promise yet untested by the challenges of reality. It is persistence that nurtures these dreams, that keeps them alive when doubt arises and obstacles appear. Without persistence, even the most brilliant visions fade into obscurity. With persistence, however, those visions are shaped into something real and lasting. The path to realizing a dream is rarely straightforward or easy. It is a journey filled with twists and turns, moments of uncertainty, and tests of faith. Challenges are not roadblocks but stepping stones, and persistence is what enables you to view them as such. It is the determination to keep going, even when the road is rough or the destination seems far away. Each step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. Persistence ensures that momentum is never lost, that progress continues even in the face of setbacks. When you persist, you demonstrate to yourself and to the world that your dream matters. Persistence is a declaration of commitment, a refusal to be swayed by temporary defeats or the opinions of others. It signals that your vision is worth the effort, worth the sacrifices, and worth the time it takes to bring it to life. Dreams are not achieved by those who try once and give up. They are achieved by those who are willing to try again and again, learning and growing with each attempt. Persistence is not blind stubbornness. It is a purposeful and adaptive force. It requires you to be flexible in your approach while steadfast in your aim. When one path is blocked, persistence guides you to find another. It encourages creative problem-solving and resilience, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. The ability to adapt while maintaining focus is a hallmark of persistence. It is what separates those who merely dream from those who turn their dreams into reality. Success is often the result of cumulative effort, the result of many small actions taken consistently over time. Persistence transforms those small actions into a powerful force. Each effort, no matter how insignificant it may seem in the moment, contributes to the larger picture. Persistence builds momentum, creating a compounding effect where progress accelerates as you move forward. It is the consistent application of effort that eventually leads to breakthroughs, those moments when all the hard work pays off and your dream begins to take shape in the physical world. Doubt and fear are natural companions on the journey to realizing a dream. They whisper that you are not good enough, that the goal is too far out of reach, that the challenges are too great. Persistence quiets these voices. It reminds you that setbacks are temporary, that failure is a teacher, and that every great achievement was once thought impossible. When you persist, you build confidence in your ability to overcome obstacles. Each challenge you face and conquer strengthens your belief in yourself and your dream. Persistence also transforms who you are. It is not just about achieving a goal, but about becoming the kind of person who achieves their goals. Persistence builds discipline, patience, and resilience. It teaches you to focus on what truly matters, to prioritize long-term rewards over short-term gratification. Through persistence, you grow in strength, character, and wisdom. This personal transformation is as valuable as the realization of the dream itself, because it equips you to take on even greater challenges and achieve even more ambitious goals. The world often rewards persistence in unexpected ways. Doors that were once closed begin to open, and opportunities that seemed out of reach become accessible. Persistence creates a kind of magnetic energy, drawing people, resources, and circumstances that align with your vision. It signals to the universe that you are serious about your dream, that you are willing to do whatever it takes to bring it to fruition. This commitment attracts support and opens pathways that might otherwise remain hidden. Persistence is also deeply connected to faith. It is the belief that your efforts are not in vain, even when you cannot yet see the results. It is the conviction that every step you take is bringing you closer to your dream, even if the progress is not immediately visible. Faith sustains persistence, giving you the strength to continue when logic or appearances suggest otherwise. It reminds you that the journey is as important as the destination, that every moment of effort is a step toward becoming the person you are meant to be. Ultimately, persistence is the alchemy that turns potential into reality. It is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. It is the daily choice to show up, to take action, and to believe in the face of uncertainty. It is the willingness to endure discomfort, to embrace challenges, and to keep going when the outcome is not guaranteed. Persistence transforms the intangible into the tangible, the imagined into the experienced, and the hoped for into the real. It is the key to unlocking the boundless potential within you and bringing your dreams to life. Embracing challenges as catalysts means seeing difficulties not as obstacles to be feared, but as opportunities to grow, evolve, and achieve greatness. Challenges are an inevitable part of life, yet their presence often evokes discomfort, fear, or resistance. However, when you shift your perspective and view them as tools for transformation, you unlock their hidden potential. Each challenge you face holds within it a lesson, a chance to strengthen your character, and an opportunity to move closer to your aspirations. By embracing challenges, you transform adversity into an ally on your journey toward fulfillment. Challenges are not random. They are intricately woven into the fabric of your life to refine you. They act as mirrors, reflecting your strengths, weaknesses, and untapped potential. Without challenges, there would be no need to stretch beyond your comfort zone, to innovate, or to persist in the face of uncertainty. Challenges call you to rise above your current limitations, forcing you to access parts of yourself you might not have known existed. They are the universe's way of nudging you toward your highest potential. When you face a challenge, you are presented with a choice. You can see it as an insurmountable problem, something to avoid or fear, or you can choose to view it as a stepping stone. The power of perspective cannot be overstated. The way you interpret a challenge determines the energy and effort you bring to overcoming it. If you approach it with a mindset of growth and curiosity, the challenge becomes a catalyst for personal and professional transformation. This shift in perspective allows you to harness the energy of adversity to propel yourself forward. Challenges often serve as powerful teachers. They reveal gaps in your knowledge, skills, or mindset, providing you with a clear roadmap for improvement. Without challenges, it is easy to become complacent, to settle for mediocrity. Adversity forces you to confront your limitations and find creative solutions. It encourages you to seek new knowledge, refine your abilities, and adapt to changing circumstances. Every challenge you conquer adds to your reservoir of wisdom, resilience, and confidence. The more you embrace challenges, the more equipped you become to handle whatever life throws your way. One of the most profound aspects of challenges is their ability to foster resilience. Resilience is not the absence of struggle, but the ability to bounce back stronger after facing difficulty. Each time you confront and overcome a challenge, you build resilience, not just in that specific area, but in your overall approach to life. Challenges teach you that setbacks are temporary, that failure is not the end, but a stepping stone to success. This resilience becomes a cornerstone of your character, enabling you to persevere in the face of future difficulties. Challenges also have a way of revealing your true desires and priorities. When faced with difficulty, you are forced to evaluate what truly matters to you. This clarity can be transformative. It helps you eliminate distractions, focus on your goals, and align your actions with your values. Challenges strip away the unnecessary, leaving you with a clearer sense of purpose. They act as a crucible, refining your vision and commitment, and strengthening your resolve to achieve what truly matters to you. Fear often accompanies challenges, but fear itself can be a catalyst for growth. Fear highlights areas where you feel uncertain or inadequate, pointing you toward opportunities for expansion. When you embrace challenges, you learn to move through fear, to take action despite it, and to grow beyond it. Each time you face a fear and overcome it, you diminish its power over you. Over time, this process transforms fear into a motivator rather than a barrier, enabling you to approach future challenges with confidence and courage. Challenges are also catalysts for innovation and creativity. When you encounter a problem that cannot be solved with existing methods, you are forced to think outside the box. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in history were born out of adversity. Challenges push you to explore new perspectives, experiment with different approaches, and tap into your innate creativity. They encourage you to question assumptions, break free from limitations, and discover solutions that might have remained hidden in easier times. Embracing challenges fosters a deep sense of gratitude. While this may seem counterintuitive, challenges have a way of revealing the blessings in your life. They remind you of your inner strength, the support of those around you, and the resources at your disposal. Overcoming a challenge often fills you with a profound appreciation for the journey and for the growth it brings. This gratitude amplifies your sense of fulfillment, turning even the most difficult moments into valuable experiences. Ultimately, challenges are the proving grounds of your potential. They demand your best effort, your greatest focus, and your deepest commitment. By embracing them, you transform yourself and your reality. Challenges are not roadblocks, they are opportunities in disguise, waiting for you to uncover their hidden gifts. The more you welcome them as catalysts for growth, the more you will realize that they are not hindrances to your path, but integral parts of your journey. Each challenge faced and overcome brings you closer to the realization of your dreams, stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your true self. Living as if it is already yours is one of the most powerful principles for transforming your desires into reality. It is not just a mindset, but a way of being that aligns your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you wish to create. This approach transcends mere wishful thinking or hopeful dreaming. It involves embodying the energy, confidence, and belief of someone who has already achieved their goals, creating a vibrational match between your present self and your desired future. When you live as if it is already yours, you step into the role of a creator, actively shaping your reality through intention and conviction. The essence of living as if lies in the understanding that the external world is a reflection of your internal state. Your beliefs, emotions, and thoughts act as a blueprint that the universe mirrors back to you. By consciously choosing to adopt the mindset and behaviors of someone who already possesses what you desire, you send a clear signal to the universe about the reality you are creating. This alignment draws your desires toward you with a magnetic force, collapsing the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Living as if requires faith and imagination. Faith is the foundation, the unwavering belief that what you seek is already on its way, even if you cannot yet see it. Imagination fuels this faith by allowing you to vividly picture your desired reality in your mind's eye. When you visualize your goals as though they are already achieved, you create a mental image that serves as a guidepost for your actions and decisions. This practice strengthens your belief in the possibility of your desires, anchoring them firmly in your consciousness. Embodying the feeling of already having what you want is a critical aspect of living as if. Emotions are powerful catalysts in the creative process, and the energy you emit through your feelings directly influences the experiences you attract. If you desire abundance, for example, living as if means cultivating feelings of gratitude, joy, and generosity, as though you are already living in abundance. These emotions shift your energy to align with the reality you wish to manifest, making it easier for opportunities, resources, and circumstances to flow into your life. Living as if also means letting go of doubts and limitations. Doubt is a barrier that separates you from your desires, keeping you anchored in a state of lack. When you live as if, you release the need for external validation and focus instead on the certainty within yourself. You stop asking whether your dreams are possible and start acting as though they are inevitable. This shift in perspective transforms your approach to challenges, turning them into opportunities to reaffirm your commitment to your vision. Action is another essential component of living as if. It is not enough to think and feel as though your desires are already yours. You must also act in alignment with that reality. This means making choices, taking steps, and behaving in ways that reflect your belief in the fulfillment of your goals. If you aspire to be successful, you act with confidence and diligence, as someone successful would. If you desire love, you cultivate self-love and approach relationships with an open heart. Each action reinforces your belief in your desired reality and brings it closer to manifestation. Living as if also requires a sense of detachment from the outcome. This does not mean abandoning your desires, but trusting in the process and allowing the universe to work in its own time and way. When you cling too tightly to a specific outcome or timeline, you introduce resistance that can block the flow of energy. Detachment allows you to remain open to unexpected opportunities and paths that might lead to your goals. It also fosters a sense of peace and confidence, knowing that your desires are already on their way to you. One of the most transformative aspects of living as if is the impact it has on your self-image. When you consistently think, feel, and act as though your goals are already achieved, you begin to identify as the person you aspire to become. This shift in identity is a powerful force for change. You no longer see your desires as something outside of yourself, but as an integral part of who you are. This new self-image influences your habits, decisions, and interactions, creating a ripple effect that transforms your external reality to match your inner state. Living as if is a practice that requires consistency and patience. It is not about ignoring your current circumstances or pretending that challenges do not exist. Instead, it is about maintaining a focus on your vision and holding firm to the belief that your desires are unfolding perfectly, even in the face of temporary setbacks. Each day presents an opportunity to recommit to this way of being, to align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desired reality. When you live as if it is already yours, you step into a powerful state of creation. You take ownership of your dreams and become an active participant in bringing them to life. This way of living transcends the limitations of the present moment, allowing you to access the infinite possibilities of the future. It empowers you to navigate life with purpose, confidence, and joy, knowing that you are already in possession of everything you need to fulfill your deepest desires. Through this practice, you transform not only your external reality, but also your inner world, embodying the truth that you are the creator of your own destiny.
The power to transform your life, to grasp everything your heart desires, resides within you. Your imagination, your belief, and your unwavering conviction are the tools to craft a reality in alignment with your dreams. As Neville Goddard often taught, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Today, we will explore the exact steps to unlock this divine process and achieve everything you desire. Clarity of desire is the foundation of manifestation, the compass that guides the universe in aligning your reality with your dreams. Without it, the power of your thoughts and imagination becomes scattered, like a beam of light unfocused and unable to illuminate its target. To achieve what you want, you must first know exactly what it is. This clarity is not a luxury, it is a necessity. The universe responds to precision, and it is your responsibility to define your desire with absolute certainty. When you think about what you want, are you specific, or do your thoughts meander in vague generalities? A person who says, "I want to be successful," but does not define what success means, cannot truly attract it. Is success for you a flourishing career, a harmonious relationship, financial independence, or something else entirely? The lack of specificity creates a fog of confusion that dilutes the power of your intention. To manifest effectively, you must not merely wish for a better life, you must articulate in precise detail what that better life entails. Imagine entering a restaurant and telling the waiter, "Bring me some food." Without specifying what you want, the waiter cannot fulfill your order. The same is true of the universe. When you articulate your desire with clarity, you place a definitive order, leaving no room for error or misunderstanding. Clarity sharpens your focus and enables the subconscious mind to align its infinite resources toward achieving your goal. Clarity of desire also requires self-awareness. Many people struggle with identifying what they truly want because they are influenced by external opinions and societal expectations. They chase after goals that are not their own, only to feel unfulfilled when they achieve them. To gain clarity, you must look inward and ask yourself, what do I genuinely desire? What would bring me joy, peace, and fulfillment? The answer lies within, not in the opinions of others or the fleeting trends of the world. Clarity is also about eliminating contradictions in your desires. If you want to achieve financial abundance but secretly believe money is the root of all evil, you are sending mixed signals to your subconscious mind. These conflicting beliefs create resistance that blocks your manifestation. To achieve clarity, you must reconcile these inner conflicts and ensure that your desires are in harmony with your beliefs. This process of clarity demands courage, for it often requires you to confront fears and doubts that cloud your vision. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, or even fear of success can obscure your desires and prevent you from acknowledging what you truly want. To be clear about your desire, you must move beyond these fears and embrace your right to dream boldly. Visualization can be a powerful tool in gaining clarity. When you close your eyes and imagine your ideal life, the details of your desire become more vivid. What does it look like? How does it feel? What are the sounds, colors, and sensations associated with your dream? This exercise not only refines your vision, but also allows you to experience the emotional resonance of your desire, making it feel real and tangible. Moreover, clarity of desire is not a one-time task, but an ongoing process. As you grow and evolve, your desires may change, and it is essential to revisit and refine them. Take time regularly to reflect on your goals and ensure they still align with your highest aspirations. This practice keeps your intentions fresh and aligned with your current state of being. When you achieve clarity of desire, you create a powerful focus that directs your energy and attention. The distractions of doubt and indecision fall away, leaving only the pure essence of your intention. It is this focused energy that activates the law of assumption and sets the wheels of manifestation in motion. The clearer you are, the stronger your signal to the universe. And when the signal is strong, the response is inevitable. Living in the end is the cornerstone of manifestation, a principle that invites you to embody the reality of your fulfilled desire as if it were already true. This concept requires a shift in consciousness, moving from a state of longing and hoping to one of absolute assurance and possession. To live in the end is not merely to think about your desire, it is to immerse yourself fully in the feeling and experience of already having achieved it. This is not an act of delusion, but an exercise of faith and creative imagination. It is the secret key that transforms desires into tangible realities. When you live in the hymn, you claim your desire as already existing, and in doing so you align your inner state with the reality you wish to experience. This alignment is crucial because the external world is a reflection of your internal state. If you continue to dwell in the mindset of lack or yearning, your reality will mirror that state. However, when you assume the state of the wish fulfilled, the outer world must conform to that assumption. Your gratumital mood to me means God, and that I mean, this is the law, immutable and universal. The process of living in the end begins with imagination. Your imagination is not bound by the constraints of time and space. It is infinite and limitless. To live in the end, you must close your eyes to the present circumstances and immerse yourself in a vivid mental picture of your desired outcome. See yourself as the person you wish to be. Hear the sounds of your success. Feel the textures and experience the emotions as though your dream is already your reality. And this meta-act is not a fleeting exercise, but a sustained practice that requires discipline and focus. Living in the end also requires that you let go of the how. The mechanisms through which your desire will manifest are not your concern. The infinite intelligence of the universe operates with precision and creativity far beyond human comprehension. Your responsibility is not to figure out how your desire will come to fruition, but to hold firmly to the state of its fulfillment. Trust that the means will unfold naturally, often in ways that you could not have anticipated. This principle demands faith, not in the sense of blind belief, but as a deep inner knowing. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen. When you live in the end, you trust the unseen reality of your imagination more than the visible reality of your current circumstances. You act as if the fulfillment of your desire is inevitable, not because of external proof, but because of your unwavering conviction. Living in the end is not without challenges. The present reality may seem to contradict your imagined state, and doubts may arise. However, persistence is key. You must remain steadfast in your assumption even when the outer world shows no evidence of change. Remember that the delay between assumption and manifestation is not a sign of failure, but a natural part of the process. During this time, your faith and persistence are being tested and refined. Emotions play a vital role in this practice. To live in the end is not just to think about your desire, but to feel it deeply. Emotion is the language of the subconscious mind, and it is through feeling that you impress your assumption upon it. Ask yourself, how would I feel if my desire were already fulfilled? Then cultivate that feeling consistently. Let it color your thoughts, actions, and demeanor. This emotional state becomes a magnet, drawing your desired reality toward you with irresistible force. Living in the end also means embodying the qualities and characteristics of the person who already has what you desire. If your dream is to be successful, how does the successful version of you think, act, and speak? Adopt those behaviors now. By doing so, you bridge the gap between who you are and who you wish to be, collapsing the distance between desire and realization. When you master the art of living in the end, you transcend the limitations of time and space. You bring the future into the present and allow it to take root in your consciousness. This state of being is powerful, transformative, and creative. It is the ultimate demonstration of your role as the operant power in shaping your reality. The power of faith is the unseen force that bridges the gap between your desires and their manifestation. It is the invisible foundation upon which all creation rests, a principle so profound that it shapes the very fabric of reality. Faith is not merely belief in something greater. It is the certainty that what you seek already exists in some form, waiting to materialize in your life. This unwavering conviction transforms mere hopes and wishes into tangible realities, unlocking the limitless potential of the universe to fulfill your desires. Faith begins with an inner knowing that transcends logic and evidence. It asks you to trust in the unseen, to believe in the existence of your desires even when there is no external proof. This trust is not blind, but deeply rooted in the understanding that the universe operates by laws far beyond human comprehension. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, and it requires you to hold steadfastly to your vision, regardless of current circumstances. When you have faith, you align your consciousness with the reality you wish to experience. This alignment is essential because your external world is a reflection of your inner state. Without faith, doubt and fear take root, creating resistance that blocks the flow of your desires. Faith removes these obstacles, allowing the power of your imagination and belief to operate freely. It is the fuel that drives the law of assumption, enabling you to live in the end and claim your desires as already fulfilled. Faith is most powerful when it is unshakable, when it persists in the face of contradiction and challenge. Life may present you with circumstances that seem to deny the possibility of your dream, but faith requires you to look beyond appearances. It calls you to see with the eyes of the Spirit rather than the eyes of the flesh. This is not an easy task, for it demands that you rise above doubt, fear, and the limitations of the physical world. Yet it is in these moments of testing that faith proves its strength. The ability to hold your vision unwaveringly, even when faced with adversity, is the hallmark of true faith. The power of faith lies in its ability to transform not only your external reality, but also your inner self. When you cultivate faith, you begin to see yourself as the creator of your reality, not a victim of circumstances. You take responsibility for your thoughts, feelings, and assumptions, knowing that they shape the world around you. 100 years ago, we lived in fear. We lived in fear about the situations that we find ourselves in. We lived in fear about the things that this shift in perspective empowers you to act with confidence and purpose, knowing that every step you take is guided by a higher intelligence, working in harmony with your desires. Faith is also a practice, not a one-time event. It requires daily nurturing and reinforcement. You strengthen your faith by immersing yourself in the feeling of your wish fulfilled, by visualizing your desired outcome with vivid clarity, and by affirming its inevitability. And this gratitude is a powerful tool in this process, as it reinforces the belief that your desire is already on its way. Gratitude allows you to further. When you give thanks for something before it has appeared in your life, you demonstrate the depth of your faith and align yourself with the frequency of abundance. The power of faith is amplified when it is free from attachment to the outcome. True faith does not cling or grasp, but rests in the assurance that all is unfolding perfectly. It allows you to let go of the how and trust the divine intelligence to orchestrate the process. This surrender is not a sign of weakness, but a profound trust in the creative power of the universe. When you release the need to control every detail, you create space for miracles to occur. Faith also inspires action, but not action born of desperation or fear. It is a calm, confident movement toward your desire, knowing that each step you take is divinely guided. This inspired action flows naturally from a place of inner alignment and conviction. It is not forced or frantic, but deliberate and purposeful, fueled by the certainty that your desire is already a reality in the unseen realm. The power of faith is limitless because it taps into the infinite potential of the universe. It transcends the boundaries of time and space, collapsing the distance between you and your desires. When you cultivate unwavering faith, you become a co-creator with the divine, channeling its creative power to bring forth the reality you envision. This is the essence of manifestation, to know with absolute certainty that what you seek is already yours, and to live in that truth with every fiber of your being. Faith is the key, the bridge, and the power that makes all things possible. The imagination technique is the cornerstone of manifestation, a practice that allows you to step into the reality you desire and claim it as your own before it becomes visible in your external world. Imagination is not a passive act. It is the creative force of the universe working through you, shaping the unseen into the seen. It is through imagination that you bring your desires to life, crafting a vivid, emotional experience that impresses your subconscious mind and sets the wheels of manifestation into motion. 1. To understand the power of the imagination technique, you must first realize that your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. This is the secret that makes imagination such a potent tool. When you create a mental scene and immerse yourself in it fully, your subconscious accepts it as truth and begins to align the circumstances of your life to match that inner reality. This alignment is not a matter of chance, but a deliberate response to the focused intention you set through imagination. The imagination technique involves creating a detailed mental picture of your desired outcome. It is not enough to think about what you want in vague terms. You must paint a clear and specific image in your mind. If your desire is to live in your dream home, do not simply imagine a nice house. Picture the exact details, the color of the walls, the texture of the furniture, the sound of the wind rustling through the trees outside your window. Feel the warmth of the sunlight streaming in. Hear the creak of the wooden floors beneath your feet, and smell the fresh flowers placed on the dining table. The more vivid and specific your imagery, the more real it becomes to your subconscious mind. Emotion is the secret ingredient that gives life to your imagined scenes. To make the imagination technique effective, you must feel as though your desire is already fulfilled. How would you feel if you were living in that dream home? Would it be a sense of peace, joy, or accomplishment? Let those emotions flood your being as you immerse yourself in the mental scene. Emotions are the language of the subconscious mind, and by feeling the reality of your desire, you communicate directly with it, bypassing doubt and resistance. Call it. Consistency is key when practicing the imagination technique. A single visualization session can plant the seed of your desire, but regular practice nurtures it and ensures its growth. Dedicate time daily to enter a quiet, relaxed state and revisit your mental scene. This state of relaxation is crucial, as it allows you to bypass the critical faculty of the conscious mind and access the deeper layers of your subconscious. Of course, the moments before sleep are particularly powerful for this practice, as your mind is naturally more receptive and malleable. While visualizing, it is essential to place yourself at the center of the scene. Do not imagine yourself as an observer watching from a distance. Instead, see the world through your own eyes, as though you were already living your desired reality. If you wish to manifest a promotion at work, imagine sitting at your new desk, signing important documents, or hearing your colleagues congratulate you. Make the experience as personal and immediate as possible. The imagination technique also requires persistence and faith. External circumstances may not change immediately, but this should not discourage you. The process of manifestation involves a gestation period during which the seeds you have planted take root and grow. Trust that your imagined reality is as real as the physical world, and that it is only a matter of time before it materializes. This trust allows you to continue visualizing with conviction, regardless of temporary appearances. One of the most remarkable aspects of the imagination technique is its ability to bypass the limitations of logic and reason. Your conscious mind might insist that your desires are impossible or improbable, but imagination knows no such bounds. It allows you to experience the reality you desire without the constraints of time, space, or circumstance. By living in the state of your wish fulfilled in your imagination, you activate the law of assumption, drawing your desired reality into your life. Imagination is not daydreaming. It is a deliberate, focused practice that demands your full attention and participation. It is an act of creation, a sacred process through which you shape the essence of your future. When you engage your imagination with clarity, emotion, and persistence, you harness the same creative power that brought the universe into being. This is the essence of the imagination technique: to claim your desire as already real, to feel its truth in every fiber of your being, and to let that inner reality guide the unfolding of your outer world. Letting go of the how is one of the most liberating and powerful principles in manifestation. It is the act of surrendering control over the details and trusting in the infinite intelligence of the universe to orchestrate the path to your desires. This is not a passive resignation, but an active choice to release resistance, allowing the creative process to unfold in its own perfect way and timing. When you cling to the how, you hinder the very forces that are working tirelessly to bring your dreams to life. The need to control how your desires will manifest stems from a place of doubt and fear. It is the ego's attempt to micromanage a process that is far greater than its limited understanding. When you insist on knowing every step, you reduce the infinite possibilities of the universe to the narrow confines of your own imagination. This need for control creates resistance, a force that slows or even blocks the manifestation of your desires. Letting go of the how frees you from this resistance, opening the door to solutions and opportunities far beyond what you could have envisioned. Letting go requires trust. Trust in the process, trust in the unseen forces working on your behalf, and trust in the timing of your desires. It is an act of faith that affirms your belief in the inevitability of your manifestation. When you let go, you affirm that you are not separate from the creative power of the universe, but an integral part of it. This trust allows you to step back and allow the flow of life to carry you effortlessly toward your goal. To let go of the how, you must first acknowledge that the mechanisms of manifestation are not your responsibility. Your role is to identify what you want with clarity and to live in the end, embodying the state of your wish fulfilled. The universe, with its infinite wisdom and resources, takes care of the rest. It aligns circumstances, events, and people in ways that are often beyond human comprehension. End quote. The how is the domain of the universe, and when you try to take over this aspect, you interfere with its divine intelligence. Letting go does not mean abandoning your desire or giving up on your dreams. On the contrary, it means holding your vision with unwavering faith while releasing the need to control every detail of its manifestation. It is the balance between focus and surrender, intention and detachment. This balance is what allows the process to unfold smoothly and naturally, without the strain of forcing or overthinking. And it doesn't mean that you let the process to unfold smoothly and naturally. One of the most profound aspects of letting go is the realization that your current understanding of how is often limited by your experiences, beliefs, and perceptions. The universe operates on a scale far greater than the human mind can fathom. When you release the how, you open yourself to infinite possibilities, allowing the universe to work in ways that are more creative, efficient, and harmonious than anything you could have planned. This openness invites synchronicities, unexpected opportunities, and miraculous outcomes that defy logic and exceed expectations. Letting go of the how also means releasing the timeline for your manifestation. Often the desire to control how something will happen is tied to a need for it to happen by a certain time. This attachment to timing creates anxiety and impatience, which are forms of resistance. When you trust in the divine timing of the universe, you free yourself from these negative emotions and create a space of peace and receptivity. Divine timing ensures that your desires manifest, not just quickly, but perfectly, in alignment with your highest good. You have a perfect confidence. Attachment, on the other hand, conveys cultivating a sense of detachment from the outcome. This does not mean that you stop wanting a desire, but that you release the emotional attachment to its manifestation. When you are overly attached, you may inadvertently communicate a sense of lack or desperation to the universe. Detachment, on the other hand, conveys confidence and assurance, signaling that you trust the process and believe in the inevitability of your desire. This relaxed state of mind accelerates the manifestation process by removing the energetic blocks created by fear and doubt. Letting me go also empowers you to focus on the present moment. When you stop obsessing over how your desire will manifest, you can fully engage with the here and now. This presence allows you to notice opportunities, take inspired actions, and appreciate the journey toward your goal. It transforms the process of manifestation into a joyful experience, rather than a source of stress or frustration. By embracing the present, you align yourself with the flow of life, which is always moving toward greater fulfillment and abundance. Ultimately, letting go of the how is an act of surrender to the higher intelligence that governs all creation. It is an acknowledgement that you are part of a larger, interconnected whole, and that this whole is conspiring to bring your desires to fruition. When you release control and trust in this divine process, you step into a state of harmony and alignment, where everything unfolds effortlessly and perfectly. The path to your desires may not always look the way you imagine, but it will always lead you to the realization of your dreams in ways that are beyond your wildest expectations. This is true for anything that is worth exploring. Passing a rational brain like mine could have expected very different results, but we are all on this side. Persistence in assumption is the cornerstone of realizing your desires. It is the unwavering commitment to maintain a mental and emotional state aligned with the reality you wish to create. The essence of manifestation lies not merely in imagining your desired outcome, but in holding steadfast to that imagined reality, regardless of external circumstances. This practice of persistence is what bridges the gap between desire and fulfillment, transforming fleeting thoughts into tangible experiences. The principle of persistence in assumption begins with the understanding that your outer world reflects your inner state. Every experience, relationship, and condition in your life is a manifestation of your dominant assumptions. These assumptions are the beliefs and feelings you repeatedly entertain about yourself and the world around you. To change your reality, you must first change these assumptions. This is not a one-time effort, but a continuous practice of aligning your inner world with your desired outcome. When you persist in an assumption, you claim your desired reality as already existing. You do not wait for evidence to appear in the physical world to validate your assumption. Instead, you hold it as true within your consciousness. This requires a deliberate and disciplined focus on the feeling of your wish fulfilled. The feeling is the secret, for it is through emotion that your assumptions impress themselves upon the subconscious mind, which then orchestrates the circumstances of your life to match them. Persistence in assumption demands that you remain steadfast, even when external reality appears unchanged. The natural tendency of the mind is to react to the present circumstances, especially when they seem to contradict your desired outcome. However, to manifest your desire, you must resist this urge to waver and instead reaffirm your assumption with greater conviction. This is not about ignoring reality, but about choosing to prioritize your inner vision over the temporary appearances of the outer world. Doubts and fears are natural obstacles to persistence, but they must not be allowed to take root. When doubt arises, remind yourself that the power to shape your reality lies within you. The outer world is malleable, a reflection of your inner state, and it will inevitably conform to your dominant assumptions. Replacing doubt with faith and reaffirming your desired state with confidence strengthens your persistence and keeps you aligned with your goal. The practice of persistence also involves consistency. You must revisit your desired assumption regularly, immersing yourself in its feeling and imagery. This repetition reinforces the belief in your subconscious mind, making it a dominant force in your consciousness. Whether through visualization, affirmations, or silent contemplation, the key is to make your desired reality a living presence within you, something you carry with you throughout your day. The other aspect of persistence is patience. Manifestation often involves a gestation period, during which your assumption takes root and begins to materialize in your external world. This period may test your faith and commitment, but it is crucial to remain unwavering. Patience is not passive waiting, but an active state of trust and confidence in the process. It is the recognition that your desire is on its way and that every moment brings you closer to its realization. Persistence also requires a level of self-discipline. The mind has a natural tendency to wander, often returning to old patterns of thought and belief that contradict your desired state. To counter this, you must consciously redirect your focus back to your assumption whenever you notice it straying. This may involve reimagining your desired outcome, repeating affirmations, or simply reaffirming your belief in its inevitability. Over time, this discipline becomes a habit, and your desired assumption becomes your natural state of being. The beauty of persistence in assumption lies in its transformative power. As you maintain your focus on your desired state, you not only align with the manifestation of your goal, but also undergo a profound inner change. You begin to see yourself as a person who already possesses what you desire, and this shift in identity influences your thoughts, actions, and interactions. You start to embody the qualities and behaviors of your desired state, further solidifying it as your reality. Persistence in assumption is not about forcing or straining, but about maintaining a calm, confident conviction. It is the quiet yet powerful assurance that your desired reality is already yours. This assurance allows you to navigate challenges and setbacks with grace, knowing that they are temporary and cannot deter you from your goal. It is this unshakable belief that ultimately transforms your assumptions into reality, revealing the creative power within you to shape your life according to your highest aspirations. So, gratitude for fulfillment is one of the most transformative states of being, a bridge that connects your current reality to the one you desire. It is not simply a polite acknowledgement of the good things in life, but an active, powerful force that aligns you with the frequency of abundance and fulfillment. Gratitude transcends the limits of time and space, allowing you to embody the feeling of having already received your desire, even before it manifests in the physical world. This practice had the remarkable ability to accelerate the process of manifestation by anchoring you firmly in the state of your wish fulfilled. When you express gratitude for the fulfillment of your desires, you signal to the universe that you already possess what you seek. This act of appreciation is more than a mental exercise. It is a vibrational alignment to the reality you wish to create. Gratitude shifts your focus away from lack and limitation, redirecting it toward abundance and possibility. By affirming that your desire is already fulfilled, you dissolve doubt and resistance, creating a clear path for its manifestation. Gratitude operates as a confirmation of your faith. It demonstrates that you trust the creative process and believe in the inevitability of your desired outcome. This trust is essential because it reinforces the law of assumption. That which you assume to be true will manifest in your reality. When you feel grateful for something you have yet to see with your physical eyes, you activate the unseen forces that bring it into existence. This feeling of gratitude is a magnetic force that draws your desires closer to you, like a beacon, signaling your readiness to receive. The power of gratitude lies in its ability to shift your state of consciousness. When you dwell in gratitude, you naturally adopt the perspective of someone who has already received their desire. This shift is not merely symbolic. It is a fundamental change in your vibrational state. Since the outer world mirrors your inner state, living in gratitude aligns your external reality with the feeling of fulfillment. You become a magnet for experiences, people, and opportunities that match the vibration of your gratitude. Gratitude also opens your eyes to the blessings already present in your life, fostering a sense of contentment and abundance. This sense of abundance creates a fertile ground for more to flow into your experience. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, you send a clear signal to the universe that you are ready to receive even more. This shift in focus transforms your relationship with life, replacing feelings of scarcity and yearning with joy and appreciation. A profound aspect of gratitude for fulfillment is its ability to dissolve fear and anxiety. When you feel grateful for the fulfillment of your desire, you release the need to worry about how or when it will manifest. Gratitude keeps you centered in the present moment, where your creative power resides. It assures you that all is well, that the universe is working on your behalf, and that your desires are unfolding in perfect harmony. This peace of mind allows you to relax and trust the process, further enhancing the speed and ease of manifestation. And this gratitude is not merely about words or thoughts. It is a deeply felt emotion that arises from the heart. To practice gratitude effectively, you must feel it as though your desire has already been realized. Imagine the joy, relief, and excitement you would experience if your dream were already a reality. Let those emotions fill you completely, radiating through your entire being. This heartfelt expression of gratitude is a powerful signal that communicates directly with the subconscious mind and the creative forces of the universe. The practice of gratitude for fulfillment also fosters resilience. Life may present challenges or delays that seem to contradict your desires, but gratitude allows you to maintain your focus and faith. By giving thanks for the outcome you desire, even in the face of adversity, you affirm your commitment to your vision. This unwavering gratitude acts as a stabilizing force, keeping you aligned with your goal and undeterred by temporary setbacks. Gratitude transforms the journey of manifestation into a joyful and fulfilling experience. Instead of viewing your desire as something distant or unattainable, gratitude allows you to claim it as your own here and now. This sense of ownership empowers you, instilling confidence and clarity in your creative abilities. You begin to see yourself as a co-creator with the universe, actively shaping your reality through the energy of appreciation and love. Gratitude for fulfillment is a celebration of the infinite possibilities available to you. It reminds you that you are not separate from your desires, but intrinsically connected to them. By embodying gratitude, you align yourself with the truth that everything you seek is already within you, waiting to be expressed. This state of gratitude is the ultimate expression of faith, a recognition of the boundless creative power that flows through you and the universe alike. Life is a marathon. Through gratitude, you unlock the doors to a life of limitless abundance, joy, and fulfillment. Inspired action is a dynamic and essential aspect of the manifestation process, a bridge between the invisible world of imagination and the tangible realm of physical reality. Unlike action that stems from obligation, fear, or desperation, inspired action arises naturally, flowing from a place of alignment, intuition, and inner knowing. It is not forced or labored, but is marked by a sense of ease, clarity, and enthusiasm. It is the kind of action that feels right, even if it defies conventional logic or appears insignificant at first glance. Be with it. At its core, inspired action is guided by the energy of your desires. When you focus on your dreams with clarity and conviction, you align yourself with the vibration of their fulfillment. This alignment creates a powerful resonance that attracts ideas, opportunities, and circumstances that support the realization of your goals. Inspired action is your response to these prompts from the universe, a recognition of the guidance that appears as gut feelings, flashes of insight, or synchronistic events. There is three internal systems: the mind, body, and spirit. One of the most beautiful aspects of inspired action is its spontaneity. It often arises when you least expect it, during moments of stillness, or when you are deeply immersed in the present moment. This is because inspiration thrives in a relaxed and receptive state of mind, free from the noise of overthinking or anxiety. When you are aligned with your desire and trusting the process, inspired action flows naturally, like a river following its course. Inspired action also differs from effort-driven action in its emotional quality. Whereas forced action is often accompanied by stress, frustration, or exhaustion, inspired action feels energizing and uplifting. It carries a sense of purpose and joy, as though you are being carried by a current rather than swimming against it. Even tasks that might ordinarily seem mundane or challenging take on a sense of meaning and fulfillment when approached from a place of inspiration. Taking inspired action requires trust. Trust in yourself, trust in the guidance you receive, and trust in the process of manifestation. It is an act of faith to follow an intuitive nudge, especially when it seems unrelated to your goal or lacks an immediate payoff. Yet these small, seemingly unrelated actions often serve as the stepping stones that lead to your desired outcome. The universe works in mysterious and interconnected ways, orchestrating a series of events that may only make sense in hindsight. The critical component of inspired action is being attuned to the signs and opportunities that surround you. The universe communicates through subtle cues: a chance conversation, a book that catches your eye, or an unexpected idea that sparks your curiosity. These moments are not random. They are invitations to act in alignment with your desire. Recognizing and acting on these signs requires both awareness and courage, the willingness to step outside your comfort zone and trust the path unfolding before you. While inspired action is vital, it is important to note that it does not replace the inner work of manifestation. Visualization, belief, and gratitude are the foundation upon which inspired action is built. Without these practices, action can become directionless or disconnected from your true desires. However, when combined with the inner work, inspired action becomes a powerful catalyst, accelerating the manifestation process and grounding your dreams in reality. Taking inspired action also reinforces your belief in the possibility of your desire. Each step you take, no matter how small, sends a message to your subconscious mind that you are serious about your goal. This commitment strengthens your alignment, making it easier to attract further guidance and opportunities. The act of moving forward with faith, even when the path is unclear, demonstrates your willingness to co-create with the universe, turning your vision into a lived experience. Inspired action often requires stepping into the unknown. It may challenge you to take risks, face fears, or move in directions you never considered before. Yet these challenges are part of the growth and expansion that manifestation entails. The journey of inspired action is not just about achieving your goal, but about becoming the person who embodies the qualities and mindset required to sustain it. Each inspired step helps you build confidence, resilience, and trust in yourself and the process. Another profound aspect of inspired action is its ability to create momentum. Once you take the first step, no matter how small, you set a chain of events into motion. Each action builds on the last, opening new doors and creating opportunities that were previously hidden. This momentum often leads to breakthroughs, where progress seems to happen effortlessly and rapidly. The key is to stay open and responsive, trusting that each step is leading you closer to your goal. Inspired action reminds you that manifestation is a partnership between you and the universe. Ultimately, inspired action is a celebration of the creative power within you. It is an expression of your faith, your willingness to trust the process, and your commitment to living a life aligned with your deepest desires.